Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to StarRupture. Today, I'm going to be explaining to you how to make this nozzle factory, this beautiful nozzle factory, this clockwork nozzle factory. This is actually one of the most lossy, let's say, buildings or structures. I know it's not a good thing to say at the beginning, but there's no way actually around it. Because unless you have to overproduce or you have to underproduce, there's no equilibrium when you're doing this specific, let's say, set. Because I'll show you the numbers. You need to produce a certain number of nozzles, turbines, batteries in order to produce your resonators. And I calculated all, and from the series about the mathematically calculated bases, this is the nozzle one. So anyways, before going into anything else, let me tell you about the general structure of these bases. Let's say, if you're wondering how I'm putting these on 2 floors, look, I have a full video guide in the same playlist for whatever is going on here regarding the levels of structures. But in short, whenever you're putting a furnace or a fabricator or a whatever of the same size, if you put these pillars right in the center, you can actually balance one building on the top, and then if you put another one right next to it, you can actually make more buildings on top of each other than you could, basically. So, for example, you can have 10 in the first floor and 12 in the second floor. I mean, like, as many as you want. Like, I'm using the same structure like there, 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 and so on. But when it comes to lanes, there are certain rules because the... let me tell you like this. The amount of... I will tell you the numbers too, by the way. The amount of items or products that are needed for this specific, let's say, build is enormous. Okay, you're like handling about 700, 800 resources for this. So these small cloggings are nothing special. It will not affect your productivity. These two, like, the most important thing is those 3 never stop working. And they never do stop working. So that's the only thing that matters. I've done the calculations, so enough resources will get to every single building that needs resources at the right time. About the flow of the resources, look, I have 4 storages which are acting as buffers for each of the buildings. These buffers are being fed from my other side. I will tell you how many exactly of each material you need from the Excel sheet that I will show you soon. I made one mistake. I should have used more of these quads. Just to handle this better. Sadly, the triplets are a little bit buggy, so there's an animation delay here. Sometimes it can at the start get it clogged, and it takes time for it to equalize the amount of items that are coming and going, but it works. But if you don't want to see these cloggings, you basically remove these and just turn all of your resources flowing into quads, and that's it. Then I'll show you exactly which buildings go into which level and so on the Excel sheet too, by the way. Let me show you the flow of resources. You get all of your resources, every single one of them. They will have to circulate to both the first lane and the second lane. So that's why we have this complex that gives resources here, goes up and sends resources back to the second line. See? Like, they're all coming from here, they're going to that side, and from here, they're going both to the top floor and to the next floor. If you don't want to have this, mainly you can just short circuit this into this place, but I don't recommend it. Like, this is cool. Resources from the back, from the first level and the second level, they all flow to the left side. As you can see, like, see, the rails are still going left, 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 left. Then when you arrive at this section, you will go back to the front of every building. Then you will keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. And for the second one as well, look. Here, look, see, these resources are going inflowing here. From here, the resources are going forward. And as you can see, like, look, again, everything is going to the left. These connections to the forward are just in order to increase the speed of items going to the other side. If you don't have them, it won't make any problems, but just to make sure that the animation delay doesn't clog the system. I've connected these randomly to the front. This is not how it should look like, but I like practical more than beautiful. Yeah, you can make it more beautiful while not doing this. But anyways, the flow goes to the left. From the left, see, like everything is flowing either to the first floor and going left, or it is flowing to the second floor and is flowing left. And again, the same structure goes to the front, and from the front, they will come back all the way again and again, like the same thing you did in the first floor, and they will come back, and again, they will go this time left side from bottom and the top, and in the front, they will go back as usual. And anyways, for the, let's say, how and what you need where in this structure, and you can make it a little bit smaller too. I didn't like clogging them into each other, so you can actually save like 2 spots, like 2 square meters here at least, or 3 even, if you, but I like having this space more than not having it. Plus, I'm never going to use the space for anything else or pushing more buildings into this place. Yeah, because it's literally the, let's say, the radiation zone next to me. Okay, let's go to the Excel sheet. There, you will see, and you can screenshot the resources, the buildings, and what you need to put in each lane, and the layers of this building, and the order of the factories. Give me uno momento. Alright, time to play the numbers game. Alright, as you can see here, this is producing 36 nozzles per minute, which requires 72 heat resistance plates, 72 stabilizers, and 36 helium to flow into the buildings. In total, we are going to have 39 fabricators, 12 furnaces, and 3 mega presses, and the resources needed for this structure is almost 400, 395 titanium bars, 235. This is the resources you need for producing 30 nozzles, which 6 is going to be lost, so you will overproduce here actually, okay? You will produce 6 extra, but for exactly 30 nozzles, this is the resources you need. 395 titanium, 235 wolfranium, 116 helium, and 60 calcium blocks. And if I go just to a little bit of right, you can see the first lane, like this building, or for your better lane management, let's say, you can actually build this in 2 sections that get connected only at the end, or you can make it like what I did, which is like everything together. As you can see, like both options are possible, but depending on how much of an OCD or how much of a, let's say, clean building you want, you can actually separate or build them together like I did. Oh yeah, in the first lane, you can take a screenshot here if you want, so you can actually remember or reference this whenever you're building your stuff. As you can see, like there's 6 fabricators at the start. They're producing the wolfranium wires, titanium. Like if you ever wonder, this is how you use these Excel sheets. Look, first lane, second lane, third lane. Number of factories responding to a specific, let's say, material or item. Look, 3 furnaces producing calcium powder from 60 calcium blocks. So this will take intake 60 calcium block for producing 160 calcium powder, which will have a little bit of loss. Like you're gonna have 20 loss here too. I forgot to write it actually. And then in the other part, you have 6 fabricators producing the wire, 6 fabricators producing titanium rods. You have 20 loss here, 20 loss here, 20 loss here, 45 here, 30 here, and it will go on. If you want to save these resources, maybe you can put storages at the center or the left-right side of the lanes and connect the lanes and put, for example, wolfranium wire in them. So maybe you can use them later, but it's not necessary. Like these are basic materials. Whenever the machines are full, they're just not gonna request material. So you will not lose any material from this system. But these losses could be used in another section. So for the second line, as you can see, we have the titanium sheets, we have the wolfranium sheets, we have glass and helium going in for producing the glass. Helium is going to get used for 2 specific things. One, for the nozzle and for the furnaces here that are producing the glass. And in general, the titanium sheet, wolfranium sheet, glass, and the helium are going to go into those furnaces, which are going to produce the heat resistance plates. You're going to be producing about 75 heat resistance sheets. you're gonna need only 72 of them, because that's what the system requires of you. These things are produced in very bad numbers. So yeah, that's why, like, you're gonna have 75 production no matter what you do. You have to underproduce if you don't want to have loss, and 3 loss and 8 loss is nothing, let's say. And about the fabricators, we have 72 stabilizers being produced from the downstairs, which is, let's say, an equation that goes into wolfranium wires and rod from 12 different factories, going into titanium rod makers and rotor makers. These are going for the rotors. This titanium rod is directly connected to your stabilizer, so it feeds those. It has loss too, but don't mind it. All of these losses could be either, as I said, used in storages or taken to other places. And I tried removing fabricators, it doesn't work. Yeah, like, you're going to have loss here. It's inevitable. Basically, if you don't want to have loss here, you're gonna have to double the production of your nozzles, which means you're gonna double the production of your batteries, which will mean you have to triple the production of your turbines. Don't do it. Not worth it, man. Not worth it. And at the end, they will become the nozzles. Let me show you how it goes in the game. Alright, we are back to where the game goes on. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the storages. As I said, you can just add these to, let's say, for example, you can add them to the middle, you can add them to this section, and or maybe that section and the front. So if you have loss, those losses get, let's say, stored there, and then you can connect them to whatever factories that you have in the other side. But as you can see, like, if you keep the flow going, if you make the flow, like, get connected from the middles as well, the flow is gonna get much easier and less heavier on the lanes, so you never actually have cloggings. This never clogs, okay? Let me tell you, like, this is the normal. This is a normal day and carry capacity of the rails that you need to use for producing these. So, as you can see, like, even though they're getting, like, booped into each other here, it is still okay, because how you can actually, let's say, maintain the maintenance of these buildings in general, let me teach you that actually here. Everything doesn't matter. Are they getting clogged? Are they not? The rails are designed in a way in here that they will give all of the necessary resources on time. If you want to see if your railing is working or not, just click these. If you see that these things are getting produced right on time and they never stop working, it means that you're doing good. It means that your railings are enough, okay? And basically, yeah, as you can see, like, because there's an let's say, flow of stabilizers in, like, that 3 extra, you are gonna gain stabilizers in these, and some of those buildings will actually stop working, not because they don't get the resources, because they will be full. Like, yeah, see, like, those turned yellow, those are the heat resistance makers. If you make just one of them, you will not have enough heat resistance sheets, but if you make 2 of them, you will have too much. Like, that's basically it. You can control it, don't do it, have mercy on your soul. But anyways, as I say in the other videos, you can find the other, like, that one is the battery factory, that one is this one is the turbine factory, and that one is the impeller factory. And next time we meet, I'm going to be giving you guys how to make the refinery. And after the refinery, we're gonna talk about pressurized helium. And after pressurized helium, I will show you how to make the generator factory. And after generator, we're gonna start making the infrastructure for our resonators and scanners. But as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I answer every single comment, whether it's hello, how are you, or oh no, this factory sucks, or this factory rocks. Okay, so thanks for the likes, thanks for the comments, thanks for being part of this community, and thanks for the memberships and supers and the hypes. As always, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies, and if it's daytime, I hope your overflow of material just magically turns into high-grade items. I don't know how to help you with wishes anymore. See you in the next video, fellas. See you in the next video.